Hi, welcome to my channel. In this short video I will share my general experience with Lords of the Fallen and discuss what caught my attention, what felt wrong and why this game feels like a Dark Souls title. Let's dive in. The 2023 reboot of Lords of the Fallen, originally released in 2014, is set roughly 1000 years after the first game. The action takes place in a dark, interconnected world where player is in the role of a dark crusader battling the demon god Adder, who's been resurrected and is wreaking havoc across both realms, the living and the dead. The dead realm represents as the abyss of the umbral world, as many call it, is a parallel dimension where the souls of the dead are trapped. This world plays a central role in the game's mechanics and lore, and players can enter it either purposely or be forced into it by daily encounters. As Dark Crusader we carry a lamp, which is why we will be called lamp bearers by others. This lamp is key to unlocking mechanics related to umbral world. The lore mechanics and hidden treasures encourage players to explore the secrets of the umbral world. During our crusade, we will face numerous enemies influenced by both realms, demons, undead, manipulative divine forces and other monstrous beings. Our mission is simple: bring balance back to the world. To combat evil, the game gives us access to a variety of weapons, including daggers, short, long and great swords, axes, maces, or maybe spears and polearms. Additionally, we can dabble in 3 schools of magic: infernal, fire-based, mostly other influence, radiance, holy magic, influenced by sentinels, and finally umbral, dark and abyss influence tied to a mysterious being. These elements become available after finding them and meeting specific stat requirements based on your character build, which is determined by your level. Leveling up happens after collecting enough vigor from defeated enemies and resting near the lamps, where you can spend the gathered vigor, basically soul. These lamps are very similar to Dark Souls bonfire. In addition to defeating enemies, you can collect items like essences that allow you to store bundles of vigor. These are useful since they let you preserve vigor even after death. Lamp vessels also provide quick travel, let you re-challenge defeated bosses, enable multiplayer options like invading others or calling for help, and more gameplay, much like the other Soulslike, requires you to manage stamina for physical actions and mana for magic. You can also use the Sanguinatrix, which restores health and mana if you equip certain relics on your upgraded lamp. Combat difficulty revolves around managing health, stamina and mana, making it very similar to Dark Souls games. Additionally, you can apply status effects like poisons, burnings, bleeding, frostbite and smite to enemies with your attacks. Exploration feels very much inspired by Souls games, but the lamp mechanics adds a unique twist. Honestly, no other game does it quite like Lords of the Fallen. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments. If that's not enough, there are challenging and unique boss fights, death and respawn mechanics, of course, that risks losing your vigor, and quests that adapt to your choices. From Software is a studio known for the creation of incredible Souls games that are unique in their own right, but I really don't think there is another Souls-like which is with such a distinct world design inspired by themes of heaven and hell. The world design, graphics, style and animations make Lords of the Fallen stands out, not just as a good game, Souls game, but as a unique one. I highly recommend exploring this game world if you appreciate epic fantasy art. Another highlight for me was the multiplayer. I enjoyed teaming up with others for adventures or chasing them down with a thirst for blood. It was fun, at least for me. Not all Souls games multiplayer modes are perfect, and this one has its quirks, like players disconnecting mid-invasion or misusing the reflection mirror item to cancel invasions. That said, I have heard mixed reviews from the community, but I personally like the multiple endings, hidden quests, special items, skills, and especially the NG plus changes like new available modes. For example, randomized loot and OG difficulty in Umbral, which was nerfed for casual player. The game becomes even more rewarding with each replay. There is much you can miss during your first playthrough, and I love how Lords of the Fallen encourages exploring and replayability. There are also some negatives, and let's talk about this, that I love to min-max magic builds, and while it's fun, Umbral magic feels way too overpowered. Early in the game I found myself spamming a single spell over and over without needing melee at all. Things got worse when I discovered an amulet that let me sacrifice some life to restore it on a successful Umbral magic hit. With this setup I could wipe entire maps effortlessly. It's unbalanced and should have been a hidden endgame reward, not something you get early on. Combat, while decent, feel unresponsive at times. Compared to Dark Souls or Elden Ring, the animations and hitboxes need improvement. Enemy AI also felt lacking. They could have been more aggressive, unpredictable, or clever, which would have made encounters more challenging, especially considering how easy it was to dominate with magic. This game is still receiving occasional patches, and there have been some improvements since its release. Despite its flaws, I had a blast playing Lords of the Fallen, and I spent over 66 hours with it, and it was challenging and rewarding. The developers made huge strides compared to the first game, and they almost made this one a masterpiece. So yes, I strongly recommend giving this game a chance, especially if you are a Souls-like fan. It's definitely worth of being in the same category. In my opinion, Lords of the Fallen 2023 is a really solid and good Souls-like with a unique and atmospheric twist, staying close to the top Souls games like Dark Souls, Sekiro or Elden Ring. I believe that if the developers continue in this direction, their next game has the potential to become the top Souls game we have ever seen. Wrath of the Other is dreadful. Thanks for the watching and happy leveling, adventurer!